Welcome back to another enlightening, fun episode of Life with Marcus. Today we're going to talk about cheap light bulbs. The industry standard for lighting for video and photography is something like the Aputure 120D Mark II, because it's like the industry standard for white balance and CRI and color quality, daylight, and all that. The problem is this thing is expensive. It's like $750, and that's just the starting point. I mean, this is just the 120D. They have like the 300, and now I think they have the 600. So let's see if we can find cheaper ways of lighting yourself up with not spending that kind of money. In a recent video, you'll remember I talked about clamp lights. I rediscovered my love for these things. I've used these for many, many years, nothing but this. I just went to Home Depot to make this video, and I bought some more of these, and I bought some light bulbs, these things here, and they're just basic LED light bulbs I got at Home Depot. And I was amazed at the color quality. Those of you who are into technical stuff, the quality of the lighting that you use to measure yourself in photography is called CRI. I am not going to be a nerd and use CRI meters or full spectrum meters to measure every wavelength of light. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. We're just going to see what it looks like to our eyes, because I think our eyes are the best judges of all. So I'm going to run through these lights and do some testing. Kara will be here in a moment because you'd rather look at her than me. So I'm going to bring her down, and we're going to test these lights on her, and we're going to see how they compare with this professional lighting here. Of course, you could use, panel lights like this, and I love these too. These are great, but these are kind of expensive too. These are like, $300, $200 starting point. A clamp light is $7. And this light bulb that I love so much is also like $6, $7, something like that. So we're going to compare these, and we're going to see how much difference there really is between the expensive thing and the cheap stuff you can get at the hardware store down the street. Now, I know there's hundreds, if not thousands of types of LEDs out there now, and light bulbs and stuff like that. These are just some of the ones that I have. I'm sure there's many, many others out there, but these are the ones that I have a number of, and I'm just going to experiment with them. So I'm using a softbox. This is by Westcott, one of the companies that makes one of the light bulbs. And inside is this thing that you can screw 6 light bulbs into. And you can use whatever bulb you want, which is really cool. And then I'm going to have one layer of diffusion over the front, and that's what I'm going to light. That's the only thing I'm going to use to light my model. And I'm going to have just a tinfoil reflector on this side. If you want your lighting to be brighter, get some of these things. These things are great. You just screw them into a standard light socket, and it doubles the amount of light sockets you can put in there. So now you can screw 2 bulbs into one socket. And if you screw 2 of these into another one, now you have 4 bulbs going into one socket. I made a video about a year ago on crazy LED custom lights. I wanted to see how bright I could get putting a bunch of these together in a softbox, and I just went nuts. I put I don't even know how many I fit into a softbox, and it got bright. The newer light bulbs, the LED bulbs, they don't really get that hot, so I don't think there's really that much of a fire hazard, and they don't take very much electricity, so I don't think you're going to blow the breakers either, because they only use about 20 watts each. So right now I'm using an Aputure 120D Mark II with a softbox. That's going to be my only light source in this, and on this side I have a reflector, a tinfoil reflector, reflecting some of the light, and that's going to be my only light source. I'm going to switch the bulbs inside here for the comparison. The camera I'm using right now is a Sony A7C with a 50mm Sony 1.4 set at 5.6.
Somebody who have her a supermodel?
Sure, okay.
Okay.
So let's just take me out of the picture, leave her in here to make the comparison so you can see what the difference is in the different light bulbs.
Do I just stand here and do nothing?
Yep.
Modeling, hard work.
Okay, this is the 120D Mark II. That's what that is. Okay. The first one we're going to start with here is a light bulb by Westcott, which is a professional lighting company that makes softboxes and lights. So this should be a really good white balanced high CRI light bulb that's actually made for photographers and videographers. And it screws into a standard light bulb socket. It's a 23 watt bulb. So this is like the equivalent of 150 watts or something like that. Okay, this is the Westcott. This is the professional screw-in $40 a bulb LED bulbs by Westcott, the same company that makes the softbox. So this is what that looks like.
You know, can I tell you, I discovered my own white balancing simply by putting the camera up to the sun, and then as soon as it turns everything bright in my lens, like the picture that I'm trying to take, then I hurry up and aim it at whatever I'm trying to shoot. Otherwise, if I didn't put it up to the sun, then it would be dark. And I think I'm white balancing it like that, right?
That's exposure adjustment, not white balance.
Well, it's the same thing.
No, it's not. And you fry the sensor by aiming it directly at the sun. All right, so that was the Westcott Professional Lighting Bulb. Now, the Westcott bulb is not cheap. This thing is $40 per bulb, so 6 of them is $210. Now we're getting into the range of these things. $40 a bulb is a lot, and I don't like spending that kind of money, and I'm sure you don't either. So next up, we have this one here. This is by UYD. It's a 30-watt bulb, which is the equivalent, they say, of 250 watts. I don't know about that, but it's much lighter and cheaper. It's very, very lightweight. I just love the shape of this. It's a spiral shape of LEDs. It fits into a standard light socket. 2 of these cost $22. So 6 of these is $66. Big difference between this and this, which is $210. So let's see what this looks like when we light it up. So these are the spiral bulbs. When I first turned these lights on, it looked a little green. That's because the color temperature is a little bit different than the daylight balanced 5600K of the professional light. But once you white balance it, this is what it looks like. So that's why white balancing is so important. I'm going to make a video on white balancing coming up soon.
That was hard. Phew.
Now let's move on to this one. I got this one because I just love how tiny this thing is. It's a Huirlai. I am so bad at speaking Chinese. Huirlai, tiny little Cob Bulb. I love it because it's so small. I have almost 100 of these things because I just fell in love with the shape and how small these things are. 2 of these cost $33. 6 of them are only $99. So 6 of these is under $100. A little more expensive than this one here, but I love the practicality of the shape and size of the bulb. Okay, so now we're white balanced. I don't know if there's a difference, but this is the little tiny one that was white balanced.
The Olay camera. I mean...
Olay?
With the Olay battery. Whatever, light bulb.
Whoa, Hurlay, whatever it is. Yeah, the Chinese.
Olay. Sam, you don't even know.
You're confusing Spanish with Chinese. If you're in a pinch and you need something to light something up, these are great. But here's my favorite one right here. Of all the ones that I have, this is my favorite one, and it's the easiest one to get. Anyone can get this. This is a Philips light bulb. I got this at Home Depot. It's a 100-watt bulb. It uses 16 watts of power, but it puts out 100 watts of power. It uses 100 watts of light. Just get it right, Marcus. All right, anyway, so it's a basic light bulb. It's the smallest of all of these. Look at the size difference. Look at the size difference between this and the price difference too. The one we started with, $40 a piece. This one's only $6 a piece. 6 of these is $210. 6 of these is only $39. So it's the cheapest one, it's the smallest one, and it's the friendliest one to use, easiest to get, and I love the color. This one is, I don't know what the CRI is. I don't think it even says it on here. Doesn't matter. To my eye, it looks great. I just love this. Okay, this is the Philips light bulb. That's what this is right here, the Philips light bulb.
Oh, those are the ones we got from Home Depot.
Yeah, these are the Home Depot bulbs, the cheap ones. And I like these the most out of all of them.
Oh, wow. How interesting.
That's why I'm making this video.
I bought a $400 broom vac, and it literally did not suck. So I returned it, and I picked up the $125 one. Oh my God, it's so much better. So you're right.
Yeah,
more expensive, it does not mean always better.
You want stuff that sucks, right? In the vacuum cleaner world.
But not in the photography world.
Right. Okay, so this is the
Sigma F40.
What?
I don't know. I just started saying that all the time. Sigma F40.
Okay.
With a Godox lens.
Sigma doesn't make, whatever. Godox doesn't make lenses. It's cute. It's cute. This Philips light bulb is what I use in all my clamp lights. I love this so much. I bought 10 more boxes of them, so I've got like 30 or 40 of these bulbs. I just love them so much.
I hope you don't fire me for being too rambunctious of a model.
That's how I like them.
or outspoken.
Nothing wrong with that. So here are the lights compared. Here's the Aputure 120D Mark II. Here's the Westcott bulbs. Here's the spiral bulb. Here's the tiny Horley. And here's the basic Phillips bulb from Home Depot. Once again, the Aputure 120D Mark II, the Westcott bulbs, the spiral bulbs, the tiny Horley, and the basic Phillips bulb from Home Depot. Is it really worth spending $750 for this, where you could buy the same thing with some cheap light bulbs and some $7 clamp lights for like $100?
Expensive doesn't mean better.
That's right. So, we hope you enjoyed this.
Hey, I'm a model. Photographer?
Oh, that's right. It's the Me Too movement.
Just kidding. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm in a rambunctious mood.
Oh, really? I should take advantage of that. Okay, well, see you in the next.
I said rambunctious, not frisky.
We'll see you in the next video, and hopefully we'll have something just as interesting, or if not more so, for you to enjoy. Tell your friends about Marcus Picks. We'll see you then.
I'm not even a photographer, and I very much enjoyed the knowledge I gained in this video. Go to Home Depot for a little light bulb.
There you go.
Great lighting.
Come on, Miss Rambunctious.
Love.